Hi friends, welcome to SPK English Academy. I am Saranabasappa. Today we will discuss modern drama part 4. Already we discussed modern drama part 1, part 2 and part 3. In today's video I am going to discuss modern drama part 4. In this part 4 I will be covering W.B. Yeats, J.M. Synge, sino and T.S. Eliot. So these are great dramatists of modern English literature. So see, every year's question paper, there is a question on modern English drama. So that's why you need to work and study all the dramatists of the modern age in detail. So we'll discuss one by one. First, we will discuss William Butler Yeats. So already we discussed William Butler Yeats as a poet in the modern poetry. Now we are discussing William Butler Yeats as a dramatist of the modern age. You know, William Butler Yeats, an Irish dramatist. I think in the last video I told you who are the Irish dramatists also. See, he was born in 1865 at Sandymount, Ireland. He was an Irish poet and the foremost figures of the 20th century English literature, a pillar of the Irish literary establishment. He is one of the most important figure of the pillar of the Irish literary establishment. He helped to found the Abbey Theatre, and in his later years he served two terms as a senator of the Irish Free State. He was a driving force behind the Irish literary revival along with Lady Gregory, Edmund Martin and others. So you have to remember this point. W.B. Yeats, Lady Gregory and Edmund Martin. So these three are the main important figures of Irish literary revival. The question was asked on this point in the previous question paper. Yeats spent his childhood in County Sligo and studied poetry from an early age when he became fascinated by Irish legends and occult. See, in 1923, W. H. was awarded the Nobel Prize for Literature. See, he was also Nobel laureate in English literature. Yeats as a dramatist, pure and simple. He has lesser force than Synge, but as a poetic playwright, he occupies the foremost position in the Irish theatre. Yeats was a mystic dreamer, and the plays have a dream-like quality. The characters, thoughts, charming or shadowy, his world is that of mystic and demons, angels and monsters. The Countess Kathleen is his best play. See, Countess Kathleen is his best play, which was written to honor his beloved Morgan. So now we have to look at works of W.B. Yeats. Being as a great poet of modern English literature, so W.B. Yeats was also a great modern dramatist. She wrote many dramas. Among those important are The Countess Kathleen is very important drama of Yeats. The Land of Heart's Desire, Derde, The Hourglass, The Grey Helmet, A Full Moon in March. So these are very important dramas written by W.B. Yeats. The next important modern dramatist, he is also from Irish dramatist. So that is J.M. Synge. See, John Mellington Synge was born in 1817 at Rathfarnham, Dublin, Ireland. He was also an Irish dramatist. He was one of the founders of the Ireland's Abbey Theatre. I told you before. So that's W.B. Yeats played a very vital role in establishing the Ireland's Abbey Theatre. So this James Inge is also one of among that founders of Abbey Theatre of Ireland. He is one of the most famous Irish playwrights and one of the most prominent dramatists of Ireland. He was born into a strict Irish Protestant family. His love of music led him to train as a musician at the Irish Academy of Music and Trinity College, but soon shifted to languages and literature. So, the wish of his family, as his parents, was that to make James Synge as a great musician. But he shortly shifted, yes, very shortly, he shifted from music to language and literature. While in Paris, he met W.B. Yeats and Yeats's lover, Morgan, the radical Irish nationalist, and also Lady Gregory, W.B. Yeats' patron. So when James Synge went to Paris, he met W.B. Yeats and W.B. Yeats' lover, that is Morgan, and another important Irish literary movement figure, so that is Lady Gregory. She was Yeats' patron. See, now we have to look at additional information about James Synge. See, they joined together to form the Abbey Theatre. They means that Lady Gregory, Morgan, W.B. Yeats, and James Synge together they founded the Abbey Theatre in Dublin, Ireland. This theatre had a vital role to play in the Irish movement that eventually led to Irish independence also. Riders to the Sea and The Playboy of the Western World are the best plays of James Synge. So the other works of James Synge are Rider to the Sea, which was published in 1903. It is one act play. So many of the plays written by James Synge are one act plays. So next that is The Shadow of the Glen, which was published in 1905. It is also one act play. The Well of the Saints, published in 1905. Three acts play. It's a three acts play. The Playboy of the Western World, published in 1907. Three acts play. The Tinker's Wedding, published in 1908. Two acts play. Their Day of the Sorrow, 1910, an incomplete play by James Synge. The question may ask which of the following is an incomplete play by James Synge, that is Their Day of the Sorrow. So now we have to look a brief information about Rider to the Sea. Rider to the Sea, it is considered the greatest one act play in English. It is remarkable for its tragic intensity and homely pathos. Maure, an old woman, lives with her son Bartley and two daughters, Kathleen and Nora, in a small cottage on an island of the coast west of Ireland. Bartley is determined to go to the horses fair across the sea despite mother's protest. But Bartley's mother opposed him, persisted hmm, opposed him not to go to seaside, but he did not listen to his mother's words. All her menfolk, all her people except Bartley, have been swallowed by the sea, and she has misgiving that he too will never return. Bartley is riding his mare, followed by the grey pony to catch the boat. The grey pony knocked him over into the sea, and his body is washed ashore. Whereas lamentation is marked by stoic resignation as well as tender pathos, which is very touching. So next that is the playboy of the Western world. The playboy of the Western world is a great play by James Synge. To a little country pub on the coast of Mayo on Ireland comes a shy, frightened lady, Christy Mohan, with a tale that he is fleeing the police, for he has killed his father on a distant farm with a single blow of a low spade, splitting him to the navel. The publican and his pretty daughter, Pagin, makes much of such a hero and makes him their pot boy. The girls of the village fall all over him with all kinds of delicacies, each desiring the hero for Miss himself, the most determined being the widow queen Thirsty. Pagin scornfully dismisses her betrothed swan, deciding without further ado to marry Christie. Next morning, however, arrives old Mohan, Christie's father, with his bandaged head. He had been only slightly hurt. He gives Christie a good thrashing and marches him off back home, to the great disappointment of Pagin, who has lost the only playboy of the Western world. So, this is about the little information of the playboy of the Western world. So now we have to look at another one great modern dramatist, that is Sino Casey. He was an Irish dramatist and memorist. See, Sino Casey is also great Irish dramatist. James Synge, W. Yeats, Oliver Goldsmith, and Sino Casey. These are from Ireland, the great playwrights of Ireland, Irish dramatist. See, a committed socialist, he was the first Irish playwright of note to write about the Dublin working classes. He was born at 85 Upper Dowse Street, Dublin, as John Casey, the son of Michael Casey, a mercantile clerk who worked for the Irish Church Missions, and Susan Archer. His parents were Protestant and he was a member of the Church of Ireland, baptized, banished on 28 July 1880 in St. Mary's Parish. So, the main important works of Sino Casey are Shadow of the Gunman, Juno and the Peacock. You see, Juno and the Peacock is the masterpiece by Sino Casey. You read separately this drama. The Plough and the Stars, The Silver Tossy, of the big beginning, Red Roses for Me, Cock a Doodle Dandy. These are the works of Sino Casey. So we have to look at Juno and the Peacock, the best and important masterpiece of Sino Casey, that is Juno and the Peacock. Juno and the Peacock. See, O. Casey was awarded Hawthornden Prize for this play. The period of the play is that of Irish Civil War, which fought in 1922. The Boyle family live in a two-roomed flat of a tenement house in Dublin. Jack Boyle, who styles himself captain on the strength of a single voyage to Liverpool in an old collier, calls his wife Juno because she was born in June. Juno, she was born in June. Met her husband in June, married her husband in June. See, she was born on June, met her husband on June, and also married him on the same June. Jack Dodge's work getting ache in his legs whenever work is mentioned. He catches money for his drinks from his wife and for the most part struts about the streets, lie a paycock in the company of a crony, joxer and the loafer. Mary 22 is on strike. Johnny the son has been crippled in the civil war and is subjected to fits of nervous fear. Juno is thus the only breadwinner of the family at the moment. Now we have to look at very important and popular dramatist T.S. Eliot. We already discussed T.S. Eliot as a critic, T.S. Eliot as a poet. In today's video, we'll discuss T.S. Eliot as a dramatist. Thomas Turner Eliot was an American British poet. Firstly, he was born in America and he came after to England and settled here. Essayist, he was an essayist, philosopher, playwright, literary critic, and editor. Born in St. Louis, Missouri, to a prominent Boston Brahmin family, he moved to England in 1914 at the age of 25 and went on settled work and married there. He became a British subject in 1927 at the 39, subsequently renouncing his American leadership. Considered as one of the 20th century major poets, dramatists, and critics, Eliot's fame as a dramatist rests on his play The Murder in the Cathedral. See, the purpose of writing the play was to bring about a revival of poetic drama. He was awarded the Nobel Prize, means T.S. Eliot was awarded the Nobel Prize for 1948 in literature for his outstanding pioneer contribution to present day poetry. He was one of the most important literary critics of the 20th century. Now to look at works. Murder in the Cathedral, which was published in 1935. It is his masterpiece of T.S. Eliot. The Family Reunion, The Confidence Clerk, Sweeney Agonist, then The Elder Statesman and The Rock. Another one important playwright and director, that is Harold Pinter. Harold Pinter was a British playwright, screenwriter, director, and the actor. See, he was awarded the Nobel Prize for Literature in 2005. See, Harold Pinter was also Nobel laureate. In this drama, modern drama, I am discussing with you. W.B. Yeats also Nobel laureate. That Harold Pinter is also Nobel laureate for literature, and also T.S. Eliot was also Nobel laureate for literature. Here, Harold Pinter is a Nobel laureate. See, he is the greatest British playwright since Shaw. He was one of the most influenced modern British dramatists with a writing career that spanned more than 50 years. He also directed radio, stage television, and film production of his own and others' works. And his birthday party was received by Harold Hobson. His early works were described by the critics as comedy of menace. See, Harold Pinter says, No Man's Land and was betrayal are known for memory place. He was also awarded the French Legion of Honor in 2007. He died from liver cancer on December 2028. His work so singular that the word pintoresque has entered the language to describe these situations through which menacing ambiguity which are the hallmark of his plays. Naturalism of a man, cinematic kind that has written ably for the scene, beginning with the fine script for Joseph Lacy's masterpiece, The Servant 1962, Mark of Old Time 1951. One for the Road, published in 1984, about torture in Turkish prisons and mountain language. A playlet about a people or the Kurds forbidden to use their mother tongue or his political dramas. So now I have to look at Harold Pinter's works. The Homecoming, Betrayal, No Man's Land got in 1975 so many awards. The Caretaker is very important play by Harold Pinter, and the screenplay adapters are see The Servant, The Go-Between, French Lieutenant's Woman, The Trial, Sloth. So these are Harold Pinter's work. Then Christopher Pryce. So he is a minor dramatist of the 20th century. He was an English poet and playwright. He was born in 1907, Bristol, United Kingdom. He is best known for his verse dramas, especially The Ladies Not for Burning, which made him a major force in theatre in the 1940s and 50s. See, so now I have to look at works by Christopher Isherwood and their modern dramatist. He was an American novelist, playwright, screenplay, autobiographer, and diarist. He was born in 1904 at Webersley Hall, United Kingdom. Look at works. Goodbye to Berlin was a play by Christopher Isherwood, a semi-autobiographical novel which inspired the music. Gabriel, A Single Man 1964, adapted as a film by Tom Ford in 1909. Christopher and His King 1976, a memoir which carries him into the heart of gay liberation movement. So this is about the modern drama. This is the modern drama part 4. Already I discussed and uploaded on the videos of the previous 1, 2, 3 drama of modern age. You can log on, you can search the previous videos on YouTube by typing the name SBK English Academy. It's a YouTube channel for learning English grammar and also English literature also.